Today I am sharing with you one of our most popular recipes ever. In fact, it was one of our first viral videos many years ago. And it's the most requested recipe for game days, for Christmas, for any holiday. My kids want this every single time, and my kids' friends, when they come over, they request it too. It's so good and it's unbelievably simple. Hi, I'm Carrie with eatingonadime.com, and today we're going to make Mexican white cheese dip. It's a simple recipe that is loaded with flavor, and you're gonna love it. You can grab the full recipe at eatingonadime.com. Use that search button and just type in white cheese dip, or we have the link in the description for you. Let's go make some queso. First, we're going to start with white American cheese. I know we've gotten some comments. Why are you using American cheese on a Mexican cheese dip? Because it's delicious, that's why. It tastes amazing. Now, we're going to use the cheese from the deli section at your grocery store. So you go to the deli, we are going to need, I believe it's a half a pound of white American cheese. You go to the deli section, you ask for it, and I usually get it sliced. I've actually had a grocery delivery and they just gave me a chunk of it, which was fine. I just chopped it up, but I like the slice because it melts so much faster. Now you will actually find white American cheese over by like regular American cheese, you know, like where you can buy it with the plastic wrap around it. You can use that. I've tried that before and it works well. Doesn't taste near as good as this cheese. So go for the splurge and get the real white American cheese from the deli section at your grocery store. Now we're gonna head to the stove top, and we're gonna make, sorry, my beautiful Toby, he likes to be in the videos too. We're gonna head to the stove top and we're gonna make some amazing queso. First, we're gonna heat our skillet or our saucepan over medium heat. You don't want it too high because we don't want our queso to burn while we're making it. Next, we're going to add in some butter, about a tablespoon of butter and a 1/4 cup of milk. I like to add that in first so that way when I'm throwing in my cheese, it doesn't burn at the bottom. Then we're going to add a half a pound of that white American cheese. Now, as you can see, I like to break it up into pieces as I'm throwing it in there. And you're going to go ahead and throw in the whole half a pound. We've got all the cheese added, and now we're going to stir it. You want to continually stir it until all the cheese is melted. So I stir it, and then I let it sit for 30 seconds or so, and then we stir again until it's completely melted. As you can see, it's starting to melt. It's still a little clumpy, but we're going to keep stirring it and letting it melt. Now, if you find that it's a little too thick, don't add anything yet because we're adding green chilies first, and that will add some moisture. I like to wait until the very end to see if I want to add a little bit more milk to get to the consistency that I want for my queso. Okay, our cheese is beautifully melted. So now we're going to add in 1 can of green chilies. I am just using like a mild. You can do like a hot if you want, and stir it in. Since it has moisture, it will thin down your cheese, and that's why you want to wait until you add that to add any more liquid. I like to look at it now and say, oh, do I want to add a little bit more? And I think I might need just a little bit more milk because I do like my queso just a little bit runnier. But it looks beautiful. And then we have a few seasonings we're going to add. I'm just going to sprinkle in a little bit more milk. A little does go a long way. Then we're going to add in our seasonings. About 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. And then optional is just a pinch of cayenne pepper. That gives it that extra spice, but you do not have to include that if you do not want it in there. A quick stir. I like to let it simmer on low. So I like to turn it down to low. And then I like to let it just cook for 2 to 3 minutes just to get those flavors combined. And your queso is ready. Let's get all that seasoning mixed in real quick. Okay, it's done, friends. Ah, I love this queso. It's so good every single time. I can't wait. I'm just gonna do a little nibble, give it a quick test. That way I see if I need any other seasonings added. You won't, but just in case. Ah. Mm. 2 thumbs up. This actually has over 1,600 reviews and 4.96 stars. That's how good it is. I'm telling you, people love it. It's simple and it's easy. I wanted to give you a couple extra tips before we dig in. Another thing I like to do is I like to make this in a cast iron pan. It's kind of fun, like if you're just doing Mexican night, because it heats up so much faster and you can just serve it right out of the pan and it's really yummy. You can also dump this into like a mini crock pot. We actually have this recipe as a crock pot version as well, but it stays warm in a crock pot really well. The only thing I would do is add a little bit more milk just because you want it thinner, because the longer it sits, the thicker it gets. That's kind of how it is with all queso. But I would do that if you're gonna serve it in a crock pot. But next time, Taco Tuesday, Mexican Monday, or you're having a tailgate, game day, I mean really, it's any day of the week, make this queso. I'm just gonna pour this in a bowl to serve it. Oh my God, it's so good. I'm so excited. I just wanna shove my face in it. That's probably not socially acceptable. I hope you like this. This recipe video was so quick because it's really that easy to make. I'm not going to, but I want to. Make sure you grab the full recipe. Plus we have lots of tips and tricks and nutritional information that you'll find that linked in the description, or you can just go to eatingonadime.com and search Mexican white cheese dip and it will pull up. Don't forget, like and subscribe so you don't miss any more of our family-friendly recipes. We love sharing these with you, and I cannot wait for you to see our next recipe video. Thanks so much for joining me, friends. And I'll see you next time.